I had a leftover jar of pickles for dinner last night.
Last crystal ice. That one doesn't count because the flavor sucks. Last breakfast in town with my friend Steven. Say hi, Steven. Last time I'm bopping down the street to some of my favorite songs. I do this quite often.
Last cup of coffee in my LA apartment for 2019.
Last time petting Bingy in 2019. See, I wasn't a liar.
So I'd like to share a disgusting story for your viewing entertainment. So I have been trying to get ready to leave, so I've been like, you know, making my bed, cleaning stuff. This is my water cup. I took it from home. I've literally been using it for years. This face used to have an entire picture on it from a theme park from my hometown. But I just realized that I don't remember cleaning this cup since I moved here. I opened the lid and it was like there was a nondescript layer of just a rim around where the lid goes. Learn from my mistakes. That's why I get sick probably 3 times a year. Found the gate. I'm super early. I didn't really have anything else to do. I was all packed and I'm just like, I guess I'll go as early as possible so I don't stress myself out. I used to get really anxious coming to airports, not because of flying, but because the first time I ever flew, I was in my early 20s and I was so scared that I wasn't going to find the right gate and the plane was just going to leave without me. You know what? That is a story all in itself. Let me go find an airport salad, then I'll tell you guys, because it's kind of related to direct radio. Thank you everyone for joining me while I eat this $16 airport Caesar salad. Caesar salad's like 5 fucking ingredients, so I'm glad that my money was well spent. Anyways, I'm here to tell you a story. The story of the first time, how do I put this on? I ever took a plane flight, and I was 20 years old, which to some people is pretty late. But I feel like I'm a late bloomer in a lot of instances of my life, so it's right on track. I was going to New York City, and I was going to potentially meet a very important person. I didn't think that I was actually going to meet this person. I don't remember thinking that, but it was still pretty special. And that person be Pete Wentz. So when I was in school, I had to do an internship. Like everybody does. I went to art school, as a lot of you know. I could pick anywhere in the whole world. So, I mean, technically, I'm like, okay, what would be a cool place to have an internship? But my brain went to Pete Wentz's clothing company, Decaydance, or however you would pronounce that. I don't know how I thought of that, but I wanted to do something that was a little bit special. So they had internships on their website, as most companies do. So this is a clothing company. I could do graphic design, I could do t-shirts, I could do logos, I could do the marketing, hopefully. But what I ended up doing was not that. I emailed the company, they say, yeah, let's go for an interview. Oh my God. I bought a dress from Hot Topic, literally. I'm like, I need to dress up. Where do I go? Hot Topic. I had my black emo hair. This was when I was 20, 2010, 2011. You can remember those days if you're a rec radio fan. I was going to be taking a 1-day flight, meaning I wasn't staying overnight anywhere. I was literally flying up in the morning, coming right back. And since I was so scared, I didn't go to sleep the night before at all. I have to go to the airport, get my emo dress on. I was so disoriented. I felt like such a mess. And it was raining in New York. So I have this image of sitting in a park in New York because the Starbucks was completely filled. So I had to sit outside while it was drizzling, but the bench was wet. So I took my portfolio and I sat on it so that I wouldn't get my dress wet. Logic. I got to go upstairs to the decaydance. You know, it was a pretty modest little office, but it was pretty stylish. It had Courtney Love's whole big canvases on the wall. And I'm like, huh. And then I'm like, oh yeah, Pete Wentz and Courtney are friends. And then I interviewed with not Pete Wentz, his staff, who were really nice. Brought my portfolio, whatever that was, I can't even remember. Like, what could I have possibly done by that point? A couple, like, indie posters. And then I got in the taxi and went back to the airport. And by the time I was at the airport in the evening, I was so disoriented. I had been awake for like 23 hours at that point. And I started to have hallucinations. I thought that there was like strings wrapping around the chair I was sitting on and my ankles, and I also thought I was seeing celebrities everywhere when they definitely weren't celebrities. The guy at the spirit booth told me that he thought I was Gwen Stefani as I walked up to the counter. And my response joke that I didn't say was, why the fuck is Gwen Stefani riding with spirit? And the reason I always get a salad when I come to the airport. First time, again, New York, Pete Wentz, whatever, that I rode a plane. I was so sick because I wasn't expecting, you know, the altitude changes, the traveling. I almost threw up in a paper bag that was containing the other half of the pastry and or sandwich that I ate that morning. I didn't, it was fine. I got away unscathed. And suffice to say, I did not get that internship. I was probably so haggard by the time I showed up there. They're like, this girl on drugs, we don't want her here. I ended up actually having a really cool internship in Pittsburgh. It was at a place called Assemble, and it was this really neat art gallery. It was like new art installations, things I had never seen before. Like one time I was tasked with like tracing the entire skyline of the neighborhood in marker on like a 30-foot wall. Oh, that's another story. You guys like my nut stories? One time, I was at my internship, the same one I just mentioned, and I was tracing the skyline on that wall. And one of the people there, I don't know what he did actually. He took me to a sandwich place to get lunch because there were only a few of us. And I ordered a sandwich. Wow, this is like the Immaculate Reception store all over again. I ordered a sandwich, not expecting to have any problems. But there was pesto on it. I didn't even know what pesto was at the time. Got very sick. The thing was, to get to this internship, I had to take the T and a bus to get all the way out here. And by God, if I would go all the way back home, lose all that time in those hours just because I was sick. So what I ended up doing was I just continued to trace on the wall. And then when I felt I was ready to throw up, went in the bathroom, threw up, and then continued tracing on the wall. And to this day, whenever I eat a nut, I just don't think about it too much because I can't do anything about it. And I know it's not going to kill me, so mentally I'm usually okay, and I just wait it out. But that's not the case for everybody. Some people are very, very allergic and could possibly die, and I'm very grateful that I have not yet. An hour early for my flight. So I guess I'm gonna walk the airport a couple times because I've got nothing else to do but kill time and I don't want to sit there forever. How boring is that? I guess I could edit. I don't want to do that. Let's go shopping. God, this place smells amazing. The cats are mine and my family's favorite Halloween candy. Phones, you might have a replacement. Well, I've had enough fun shopping for nothing. I'm gonna go edit now while I wait for my flight for an hour. At least I ate and got to talk to you guys.
Welcome home, babe.